Welcome to the channel, everyone. So glad you guys could be here. In today's video, we have an Arc 3.0 build for the Hunter. I never really used this loadout before, but ever since I tried it out, I cannot put it down. I'm going to go over all the aspects, the fragments, and all the mods I got on that complement said aspects and fragments. So Guardians, let's get into this. Obviously, we're on the Arc Strider. The Super doesn't matter, whichever one you prefer, Arc Staff or the new Gathering Storm. This build isn't really about the Super. Gambler's Dodge, you do want to go with this one. Dodge to perform a tumble, avoiding enemies' attacks, dodging nearby enemies, fully recharge your melee ability, which is very important for this build, so use Gambler's Dodge. I'm using Blink, not too important, use any jump you want. Then I've got Combination Blow, a quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target, stacking 3 times. Defeating targets with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. Very important for the build. For the grenade, use any grenade you want. I use Flashbang because it has the quickest cooldown. Then moving on to the aspects, I've got Lethal Current. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blinds them. Then we have Flow State. Defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. While you're amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly, you are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. Then for the fragments, we have Spark of Beacons. While you're amplified, your Arc special weapon final blows create a blinding explosion. The blinding effect in PvE is really good. Spark of Volts. Finishers make you amplified. Gives you a +10 to recovery. Not super vital to the build, but I like it for PvE activities. Got Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an Ionic Trace. If you don't know what an Ionic Trace is, it's a bolt of pure arc energy that travels along the ground seeking towards its creator. When picked up, Ionic Trace grants ability energy. And we have Spark of Feedback. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. And if you guys haven't figured it out, this is going to be a melee build. Now moving on to the helmet, I'm using Bountiful Wells to create 2 wells instead of 1. On my chest piece, I have Melee Well Maker. Whenever I kill a combatant with a powered melee, it's gonna spawn an elemental well. And since I have Bountiful Wells as well, it's gonna create 2 every time I get a melee kill. Then on the legs, we have Heavy Handed. While charged with light, regain half of your melee energy when you use a charged melee ability, consuming 1 stack of charged with light. And it also has a secondary perk. While surrounded by multiple combatants, defeating a combatant with a fusion rifle, shotgun, sidearm, or submachine gun adds ammo to the weapon from your reserves. Little icing on the cake. Then on my class item, I have Elemental Charge to become charged with light. And we have 2 outreach mods over here since this is a melee focus build. And last but not least, the cherry on top, the Liar's Handshake. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. I also have Font of Might on here, so every time I pick up an elemental well, I'm going to gain a bonus to weapon damage of the same elemental type. Then I have 2 focusing strike mods on. Grants class ability energy when you cause damage with your melee attack. And then not super important, but we also have the new exotic fusion rifle to create Ionic Traces to give us more ability energy. So this is like the most melee-centric build that I have ever done, and it's a lot of fun. Now the main gameplay loop of this is you want to dodge before you melee. So we're going to dodge, and it should chain some lightning, make them explode. We're going to go dodge near this enemy. See if we can get it to chain. Right there, just chain to all the surrounding enemies. Dodge near an enemy, get my melee back. Melee this guy. It's just gonna keep on chaining. Elemental wells on the ground, pick them up, we got them. More elemental wells, thank you. And that is pretty much the gist of the build. You can actually add in a 1-2 punch or a trench barrel shotgun into this build to make it even better for DPS. But this build alone right here is going to pretty much have you covered in every activity except for like Grandmaster Nightfalls, where you don't really want to melee anything in a Grandmaster. But everything else, Gambit, Crucible, Strikes, Dares of Eternity, this build has got you covered with the melees. That's going to do it for the build guide. I hope you guys found it helpful. I hope you guys try it out. If you do, let me know how you like it down in the comments. I'm going to get out of here. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Follow me on Twitch if you guys want to hang out more. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.